All right, so today I'm going to start a series of videos on how Freddie Glover in Optimum Printing does a few things as far as um, taking care of things in the business goes. All right, first video we're going to do is actually breaking down of artwork to be screen printed. All right, I do this in Photoshop. This is the way I want it done. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start all over, open up the Photoshop tab here. Let's start this all over. All right, once we have the Photoshop tab open up, let's go to either bottom left here. We're going to find a folder. Find the folder of the artwork that we need to be broken down. By doing that, we're going to find this is Windows 10 here. So we're going to go to File, Explorer. Once we click on that, we're going to locate what folder it's in. And right now, our file is saved on the external hard drive, which is named Optimum Printing External. In the folder Optimum Printing, click on that, and then Customers. All right, and inside that folder, I'm kind of going into a little bit more detail, but inside that folder is the name of the customers. This is how we name every customer that comes in. Each one of them has their own folder, and in each folder we keep all their files. All right, so the one that we're looking for is Kevin Williams. So we can go up here at the top right and search his name, or we can just scroll down to his name and find it. And I found Kevin right here. Double click on that, and inside his folder he has several orders. So inside here I've named each artwork that he has should has their own folder. And in here we're gonna go with the East Houston sponsors. This is the backs of his shirt. So we're gonna just take that PDF file. We're gonna take that, drag that to Photoshop. Now, just like everything else, there's more than one way to do this. This is the way I want it done from the beginning. Okay, once we have that file open, this is an older version of Photoshop. It opens up, and once you open it up, it fills up the whole screen. So what you do is you click on, just come up here and just drag this down to the center, almost just drag it down to the middle. That way you can open up more. You have more space to move around. If not, if we would have left it as such, if we wanted to bring anything else in, like just use this as an example, but if we want to bring anything else, just dragging something else in, it would connect to this file, and we don't want that. Just showing this as an example. See here, see how it connects, and now the new files we wouldn't be able to work. All right, so just kind of back out of this. All right, so again, going back, we're gonna just take this, drag it down, so we can work with more than one file. Okay, once we have this open, now we're gonna go back. We're gonna open up a new folder, file folder, and we're gonna open up our T-shirt, T-shirt transfer mock. All right, that's also located on the external hard drive. So we're gonna find that folder in Optimum Printing, and that would be under, I have to change his name. Currently it's under Optimum Printing. It's under T-shirt mock. T-shirt mock, and right here you see this folder, T-shirt printing templates, and we're gonna just take this PDF here, take that and drag that to Photoshop. All right, see, it was already open here for me. I'm gonna just one second. Okay, so once this folder is open, it should be it should open up and look exactly like this. It's going to say print color here with these 4 crosses here, which are registration marks. All right, so you're going to take, this is a 1 color file. We're gonna go back and click on the file that we need. This is a 1 color file, which has several layers. These are all the layers. What we're gonna do is first, I'm gonna click on this move tool here, and then we're gonna go back to the layers. We're gonna scroll scroll up and click on the top layer, which right now is named Optimum. And then we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. So you have several groups here. And you're going to hold shift. Hold shift. And then you're going to click. 1 second here. Once you hold shift and then click that bottom layer, make sure you do not click the background layer that has a lock. Don't click that one. But you're going to click the first layer, hold shift, click the first layer, hold shift, and then click the bottom layer. All right, once those are all clicked, you're going to right click on make sure you do not click on a text layer. I don't have any in here, but just right click on any layer other than the text layer, and you're going to merge layers. And that's going to make it all 1 layer. All right. Now, once it makes it all 1 layer, we can actually turn off this background eye, and that gives it a transparent background. See, if I left it on, it would have a white background, but we're going to turn it off. All right. What that does is we flatten out that layer. We want to make sure that everything there's no color in it at all. That includes white, any color. All right, so the color that we want on the backs of these shirts is black, via the per the order form. All right, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna take our wand tool right here. We're gonna make sure that contagious is clicked off. Anti-alias is on, which is this one right here. We're going to make sure that's on. Contagious is clicked off. Sample all layers is clicked off. All right, once we grab that wand tool, we're going to select anything that's black, because all these layers are merged, so everything should be together. So now we're going to just click on anywhere that's black, and that should select everything on this file that's black. All right, remember we're just trying to get rid of this white, which was really just, the white was just these words here. Okay, now we've selected that. We're selecting everything that's white. I'm sorry, everything that's black. And now we're gonna come back over here to the layers. We are going to make a new layer, create a new layer, which is this little button here down at the bottom right next to the trash can. We're gonna click that thing. It made a new layer. Back over here. Come here, click a new layer, made a new layer. Boom. Now we have that layer made. I'm gonna come over here, and we are going to select, we're going to change these colors here. We're going to change these colors to black. So we can just click on top of this white, and it's going to pop up with that little thing here, and then we could select any color we want. We're going to select the blackest black we can get, and I'm going to explain that later. Press OK. That created you a black. That put the black on top. Now we have to fill all these little things that's moving. All that stuff that's moving. We need to make all that to black. So we're gonna select the paint bucket. Click on your paint bucket, make sure that the new layer that you've made is selected, and we're going to fill that. And just take that paint bucket and fill anywhere that that you selected. All right, so now we've done that. You're going to go back to your layers, turn off the old layer, which was called Optimum. That's what I named it. We're going to turn that off. Make sure the one that we selected was on. We're going to go back. We're going to click right here to the marquee tool, the rectangle tool, and we're going to just click anywhere on the page just to turn off all that moving stuff. Everything that was moving, turn that all off. And now we're going to click back our move tool. All right, just to double check, I have a navigator open up over here. We're gonna kind of zoom in. We're gonna use that navigator thing to zoom in to double check our work over here. But you can see I'm actually controlling what I see using that navigator tool here. But we're gonna just double check, make sure that everything was selected. Everything is black and nothing is too cluttered. And so far, yep, it's looking good. Okay. See, okay, now I'm glad that happened. You can see how when I made this was the original. Okay. But then I changed it. I filled it with black. You see all these things like this, all this stuff in here, that does not need to be printed. We don't want that on the shirt. All right, right now everything that we've turned black will be printed on the shirt. All these little bitty pieces we do not want, so therefore we'd have to go back and clean it up. All right, and I'm going to show you how to do that in another video. All right, so now that once we have everything cleaned up, let's just kind of move this over a little bit. And if there's anything here that you see me doing and I'm not explaining, please feel free to just do so or just ask questions. Because a lot of this stuff I've just kind of second nature, but I'm gonna try to explain as much as I can as I go along. Okay, so now that everything, we have it exactly the way we want it, this is what we want to be printed on the back of the shirts. We're gonna take we're gonna go back to our layers. Excuse me there. Go back to our layers, click the layer that we've made, and we're gonna take that layer, hold on to it, which I've switched it back now. The one I'm using now is Optimum, but the one that we made previously was layer 1. And you can name these layers anything you want, just by gently double clicking on it, and you can type in anything you want. Anything you want here. But just be careful, if you double click too fast, that'll pop up, which is your layer style and your blending options. All right. Okay, so back to what we were doing here. Okay, so we're going to select the layer that we want that we want to use to be printed on the shirts, and we're going to take that layer, hold it, press it down. Notice my fingers holding it down, and we're going to take that layer and drag it and drop it into this t-shirt registration file that we open. Okay, notice I drag it and dropped it, and I got to move it around a little bit. Now if you want, you can drag and drop. If you hold shift, let's see here, if you hold shift, it'll drag and drop directly into the center of it. Let's see if I can, can't do that, but yeah, if you hold shift, it'll drag and drop directly into the center, something like that. All right. So once your file is loaded on your t-shirt registration file, you should have several layers here. What is this layer? This one. All right, you should have several layers, which would be the file that you were just working on, the file that says print colors here, and another file which is your registration marks, those crosses. This is very important for the screen printer. All right, so once that's done, we're gonna now go back and click on the file that we've just dragged, and we're gonna resize it. All right, so standard size that I want printed on these transfers is 12 inches. 12 inches in length or in width, whichever comes first. Right now, our file is roughly about 8.5 by 11, a little smaller. But what we're gonna do, it's already selected. This transform controls is already selected, which is the box you see around. But let's see, if I click this off, there's no box around it. All you would do is go to edit and scroll down to transform, and I'm sorry, not to transform, to free transform, and that would create that box around it. Okay. All right, but luckily for us, we're gonna just keep this thing showing here. Clicked show transform. All right, so now what I want to do is make sure that our layer is selected that we're working with. We're going to take it, drag it, and kind of bring it to the corner, to the top left. That's what I use, so that we can utilize the measurements of the ruler along the side. If you can look, you can see along the side, there's a ruler. All right, so to resize our image, what we're gonna do is click. It's already in this left corner. We're gonna click on this bottom right to let it know that, hey, we're about to change the size of this thing. All right, once we click on that bottom right, you're gonna hold shift, and you're gonna drag it. See here, give me 1 second here. Let's see if we can get this done here. All right, we're gonna hold shift and we're gonna drag it. Holding shift, it locks your image in place. Let me get on it here. Yeah, you see how that image kind of just stays in place. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna back up, but holding shift holds it in place, and no matter where that mouse goes, your image isn't distorted. But if I let shift go, you can see how my image can be distorted, and no matter where my mouse goes, that's the size, what it's going to be like. All right, so we're going to hold shift and drag that image. Let me back that up a little bit. We're going to hold shift and drag that image to where it's going to be, like I said, 12 inches. That's what we want, 12 inches in length or 12 inches in height. Right now I'm not holding shift, and you can see how it's kind of getting fat and skinny and all that. And I'll go back and fix that. But I just want to show you that 12 inches is where we need to be. And you can see wherever our tool is, like let's say my tool is right here, you can kind of see that faint line to the left going over the ruler. It tells me where my length. All right, that's what we want to utilize. All right, so once we have it at 12 inches, we're gonna press enter. Press enter, and now we're gonna drag our image to the center of our page. All right, make sure that the registration marks do not overlap your image. All right, and now we're gonna go to the left and we're going to click on the text tool, which is this big T here. Click that text tool, and we're going to, it starts like this. We're going to make sure that we scroll over that file, over that right here where it says print color here. And we're going to tell the screen printer exactly what color this image is, what colors goes on the back of this shirt. Now, if it's multiple colors, you would put like black/white, whatever colors it is. But we know that per the order form, per the customer, that they want black on these shirts. This is the print color that they want. So we're gonna put black. Simple like that. All right. So once that's there, we're gonna select. We're gonna click this little move tool again, just to get off of that text tool, because if we go to try to print while the text tool is on, it won't allow us to print. All right. So we just click the move tool, and we're good to go. Now, this is a one color print. This is how you do one color jobs. Okay, which is a lot different from a two color job or a multiple color job. If the purpose of registration marks is to align multiple colors, but the reason why we're going to utilize the registration marks on this one color job is so that the screen printer knows exactly where his job is going to line up on the press. When it's time for him to press, he can actually see, okay, on my screens, it's 3 inches from the top, which is a whole nother video. But right now we're helping out the screen printer by continuously using the registration marks. So we're gonna keep those here. All right. So now that we have everything exactly the way we want, we're gonna go and we're gonna print straight from Photoshop. But right now, the first thing we're gonna do is we have this thing set up. We want to be able to keep this file for future references or future orders. Okay, so we're gonna go to File, and we're gonna go to Save As, and we're gonna go find Kevin's folder. So like I said, this is Windows 10. So we're gonna click this PC, scroll down. I know Kevin's folder is in Optimum Printing external hard drive. Optimum Printing customers. Scroll down. There it is, Kevin Williams. All right. Again, this was the East Houston sponsors. All right, and I'm going to click on this file. It's still the East Houston sponsors, but I'm going to put a little underscore there, and I'm going to put print because this is the print file. And I'm going to still save this as a PDF so that I can use it again in the future. We do not want to save this as a JPEG, because once we save it as a JPEG, it's locked, and it's there aren't any more layers if we save it as a JPEG. And it also it shrinks in size, which would make it pixelate, and the resolution would be horrible. All right, so we have this saved as we have this set up to save as a PDF. Just click Save. Everything, all the presets are already set up. Save PDF. All right, and that's saved. All right, now that old file that we had, we don't even need it anymore. So we're gonna close it, and it's gonna ask you, hey, do you want to save the changes that you made when you flatten that image with all those layers? No, we do not want to save it at all. So click no, because we still want to keep that file that we had before, just in case if Kevin wants to add a sponsor or whatever, we can do that. All right, so our file is already set up to be printed. Now we're going to go back here, click File, and like I said, we're going to print directly from Photoshop. So we're going to scroll down to Print. A lot of this stuff is already set up. The presets is already set up on this computer. All right. Yep, like I said, it's already set up to print 11 by 17 transfers. But if it wasn't, let's say if it showed 8.5 by 11 right here, we would just come right here and click print settings. Once you click print settings, excuse me here, you would click on advanced, and in this little drop down window right here, because the first time it'll probably be set up on the letter, it'll probably be set on this, but what you want to do is make sure it says tabloid. All right, tabloid is your 11 by 17. All right, we only want to print one of those. You don't need to change anything else. All right, just click OK. Click OK. We're good to go. All right, now we just click print. And that is printing. Okay, so currently, right now, our 11 by 17 printer is this HP OfficeJet, the OfficeJet Pro 7740. What we want to do is make sure that tray 2, we always print from tray 2, make sure that that has our 11 by 17 inch transfers. Okay, I have my transfer here. This is a transfer that can print, it's inkjet. But we want to make sure that the smooth side is at the top, the rough side is at the bottom. We're gonna load that here, and unfortunately, because of the thickness of the paper, we can only load one at a time, 1 to 2 sheets at a time, and that's fine with me because those papers are really expensive. Okay, so once that's loaded, just make sure that we're gonna press OK. All right, and we are all printed. Yep, make sure that we print on the right side. And this is your transfer. All right, and we want to make sure that that's printed on the right side, because if not, it'll be like this sample here. It was printed on the wrong side of the transfer, and you could actually touch it and see that the ink isn't dry on it, and you can see how it smears. But again, that transfer paper is kind of expensive, so that's why we want to make sure that that's printed on the right side. And yeah, that's pretty much it as far as breaking down t-shirt transfers goes. I have multiple videos of pretty much how to do anything in production. All right.